Welcome back, friends. Today we have the funnest paper crafts, and we are starting with this pack of paper. It comes in beautiful designs at Dollar Tree. How fun are these? You can use these for birthday cards, for note cards, picture frames, all kinds of things. We're also going to be using some double-sided tape and some beads. Now, you can use whatever beads you have as long as they are on the smaller side. You can use any string you want. I have this little stretchy one. Not sure if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. We're going to use my scissors, the heart-shaped hole puncher. We're also going to be using this glittery paper heart. This is just what I had, but then I changed my mind, and I'll show you what I changed it to. I'm going to use some ribbon. This is one from Dollar Tree. Just use any ribbon that complements the paper you're going to use. I'm also going to use a regular hole puncher, and we're going to get started. I'm going to mark 2 inches from top and bottom, trace a line, and then we're going to cut it. We're going to create not 1, not 2, but 3 fun bookmarks you can make with your kiddos. This will be great for them, or it can be great gifts for their friends or for grandma or grandpa, whatever. We're going to save that second part or that third piece because we're going to use it for another one. But we created 2 pieces that are similar in shape and size. We're going to use the double-sided tape and we're going to join them together. You can also use glue if you want. I have found that the tape is just a little cleaner. You can also use glue stick if you'd like. It was not as even as I thought, so I'm just going to even it out by cutting off any excess. I'm going to mark 1 inch going down and 1/2 inch going towards the inside on the top, and we're going to angle cut this to look more like a bookmark. How cute is that? We're going to hole punch a hole to the top. This is where we're going to thread the ribbon in just a minute, and then we're going to cut out the heart-shaped hole at the bottom right corner, and we are going to leave this one pretty simple, but I'll show you some other techniques in the other 2 bookmarks coming up. We're going to take some of the ribbon, we're just going to thread it through, and then we're just going to make a very simple knot. That's it. Put it to the side and let's work on the second one. We're going to take the leftover piece from the previous project and a coordinating other stock paper from the pack. We're going to trace it and cut it to fit. And once again, don't toss that leftover because we're going to use it on the second one. This one I have not taped together yet, but we are dry fitting in. Just keep them together. And then we're going to take that same heart-shaped hole puncher. We're going to punch a hole. And now we are going to glue the 2 sides of the heart with a little bit of that double-sided tape. We're going to thread some of these beads. To be exact, it's going to be 4 of them onto my string. And then we are going to place them right there. We're going to tack that little end piece onto the double-sided tape on each side, cut off the excess. You know where we're going with this, right? It's a little fidget bookmarker. Oh my word. All right, we're going to thread 3 more and place them right underneath. Again, just attaching it to the double-sided tape, cutting off the excess. Now we're going to add a double-sided tape to the rest of the bookmark to the top of it. And then on the bottom, we're going to place hot glue and make sure, this is very important, make sure you add hot glue where the strings are also on the inside, okay? That's going to hold it. But look how adorable this is. It's like a little fidget. I love it. All right, once again, we're going to angle cut those tops. So we're just going to make a couple marks and then cut them. Hole punch a hole to the top and thread the ribbon. You can use any ribbon you want. And don't forget, this is double-sided. So not only is it a fidget bookmark, but it's double-sided. And then we're just going to make a very simple knot. And this will be for this one. How adorable is this? Look at that. You can play around with it. So fun. And again, it's double-sided. I'll show you the end result here in just a minute. On to the third bookmark. We're going to cut this one in half. And then we're going to use it to make another bookmark. We're going to do the same thing we did earlier. We're going to just kind of cut off any excess to the side. Now this one, we're going to use the hole puncher that is the round shaped. I thought about doing the hearts, but it would be better with the round one. I'm going to make 3 of them, just like you see here. Now they're not glued together yet. Now this is the glitter paper. I changed my mind. Instead of the red, we're going to use this one. This one's like a sticker. You can find these at Dollar Tree. So we're going to remove the back paper and stick them together, just like you see here. Then we're going to take one of the sides of the bookmark, add the double-sided tape, and we're going to glue it to one of the sides of the glittery paper. You're going to see what I'm doing. We're going to just center it right in the center, and then we are going to cut off the excess. This is going to be a beautiful contrast with that glitter. The colors really complement each other. And then once it's cut off out all of the edges, then we are going to attach the other side. Now I'm going to match the circles, so make sure that you are attaching it where the circles are kind of like matching to each other. Adding the double-sided tape and then placing it on the opposite side, just like this. How fun. You can use any color combination you want. This will also be really fun if you use clear paper, like a clear plastic instead of the glitter, and then it's going to be a see-through. That'll be fun. All right, so we're going to angle cut and mark those top, and then we're going to hole punch the hole on the top so we can thread the ribbon, make a very simple knot, and here are all three of them together. This will make such a fun gift. We're going to use different color construction paper, use whatever design and color you want. Now this one I'm going to use, it's a little bit more of a cardstock, but you can use construction paper if you want. This printout I got online, and I do have a copy of it in a link down below in the description box if you want to use this exact same printout, or you can just find one that looks similar to this one. I'm going to use a ruler to be able to make some cuts, as well as my scissors, googly eye, as well as my X-Acto knife, but you can use your scissors for that step. If you do not feel safe using an X-Acto knife, I'm going to use a pencil, a glue stick. We're also going to use masking tape from Dollar Tree and carbon paper, as well as the tracing tool that comes with it. And I do have this in my Amazon store. If you want to check it out, it is linked down below as well. We're going to place the printout right on top of the colorful paper that I chose to be my base color. We're going to tape the top, and we're going to place the carbon paper right in between with the darkest side facing downward. Using the tracing tool, I'm going to trace the outside of the bird. I'm not going to do the legs, although you can keep them if you want. I'm also going to trace the portion that's around the eye right there, just the one that's around the eye. That's it. All the other details we do not need unless you want to. I'll remove the printout, and then I'm just going to cut out the bird. So that was simple enough. Now we have a silhouette of a bird. We're going to trace that eye portion again. This time we're going to trace it on some pink construction paper. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to place the carbon paper, the design on top, and just trace that one portion, and then we're just going to cut it out. And now we're going to cut some strips of paper. We're going to cut 2 from each color paper. One's going to be this size. It's about 1/4 of an inch thick. And the other one's going to be about 1 inch thick. So you're going to have 2 of each color, a thin one and a thicker one. So we're going to do the blue and then the green and so on and so forth. Now I ended up not using the blue construction paper. I don't know why. I could have. I just missed it. But of course, use whatever colors you want. I did the same thing to all of the color construction paper, and then we're going to cut each of the thin strips directly in half. And then with the thicker ones, we're going to stack them together, and we're going to cut probably a little bit more than halfway. So maybe about a 1/3 to 1/3, something like that. We're going to add the pink portion right onto the eye area, and we're going to use the glue stick, and we're just going to place it right there. We'll place the googly eye here in just a minute. We're going to flip it over, and on the back of the bird, we're going to draw a square. You can make it as big or as small as you want, and we're going to then start making some horizontal lines that are about 1/4 of an inch thick. You want to have a total of 9 lines, including the bottom and the top line. Now, I am going to use my X-Acto knife because it is so much cleaner to make these cuts, but let me show you how to make one cut with my scissors. Now, my scissors are a little too thick, so it did make some dents that I didn't like, but just for purposes of showing you how to use your scissors, you just want to fold it, make a slit, and then just cut one side to the other. And you do that over and over again until you have all 9 lines cut. But again, using the X-Acto knife is so much smoother and cleaner. So I'm just going to slit all those lines from the top to the bottom. Again, a total of 9 lines. I can't say it enough. Just be very careful. X-Acto knives are very sharp, and you just want to make sure that the adult is doing this. This is what it should look like. Now, I am going to start threading the small pieces or the thin pieces of paper, starting from the back to the front, back to the back. So just threading it in and out through each little slit. Now, we want to make sure that each time you're starting and finishing, it's starting on the back of the bird. We don't want to see the end. See right there? It's starting and finishing in the end. We're going to push that first one all the way to the one side. Cut off any excess. I'm going to take the next color and start threading in. Now for the second one, I'm going to start in a different thread. So instead of the bottom line or slit, I'm just going to start on the second. And then when I get to the third one, I'm going to start back where I started in the beginning. We just want to have them threading in and out in different parts. I hope that makes sense. And I did the same thing over and over again, and I used pink again. Again, I'm not sure why I skipped the blue, but just use all the colors you have. So there we have it. All the strips are threaded. We're just going to trim them off, and look how all of them started and finished on the back of the bird. So now we're going to take some masking tape. We're just going to secure those ends, both the top and the bottom. That way it's not going to go anywhere. Now we want to add some feathers to the bottom of the bird. Now you can use the glue stick. I'm going to use my hot glue because it does dry quicker and is just for the purposes of the video. But you can use a glue stick if you want. I'm going to start with the longer strips, and I'm just going to start stacking them one next to each other, and they're going to overlap a little bit over each other. And then I'm going to place the shorter ones right on top, making sure that the colors are alternating in a nice pattern. Again, the top one is also going to overlap each other just a little bit. And it's going to look something like this. Shorter ones on top of the longer ones. Now we're going to use my pencil, and we're going to curl these. They're going to look like nice, beautiful, colorful feathers. So we're just going to curl going upwards, but we're only going to do a little bit, maybe about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. And then when you let it go, it keeps that nice curl. I love it. I'm going to do the same thing on all the strips, the short and the long ones. How adorable is this looking? Oh my word. Now looking back, I wish I would have kept the legs on him. It doesn't have legs, but it's okay. It's still cute. I'm going to take the large googly eye, and I'm just going to place it right there in the pink area towards the front. You pick and choose wherever you want. And we are all done with this bird. You can add as many details as you want. Oh my gosh, the possibilities are endless. How adorable, colorful, beautiful is this bird? Let me know what you think of this one. We're going to start with some poster board. This is just a leftover piece that I had here at home. We're also going to use some markers. These are paint markers, but you can use whatever color you want depending on what style and design you're choosing. I'm going to use my scissors as well as my hot glue gun. And that's it. Oh, we're also going to use a ruler. Okay, so now we're going to cut the cardboard, or not the cardboard, the poster board into 3-inch strips. Don't worry about the length for now because we are going to trim that here in a minute. Once I have them cut, we're going to fold in about another 3 inches, 2.5, give or take, and then cut off the excess. We just want to fold it. That's it. Fold and cut. I did the same thing on the other two. Now, depending on how many you're making, then of course make as many as you want. These will be great as gifts as well as party favors. Oh my gosh, the possibilities are endless. All right, so now we have 3 little pieces just like this, and we're going to take a rounded edge of something. It could be a plate, a bowl, whatever you have. And we're just going to join one end to the other, curving one side, just like that. Now make sure it's not the side that is joined, it's just the side, the corner that is open. And then once I had it rounded, I'm just going to cut it with my scissors, and this is what it should look like. You see what I'm saying? And then we're going to do that same thing for the next 2. I trimmed off a little bit of the edge to make sure everything's nice and clean and even in the corners. All right, so now we are going to hot glue. We're going to just dab a little bit of glue right there on the edge, and then we're just going to attach that side. Now leaving the rounded side nicely loose, and it should open up, and it should be a cute little bookmark. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to show you how we design these. I'm going to do the same thing on the other 2, and then very little glue goes a long way, cleaning it off as I need so it's nice and clean. And once you're done with this portion, it should look something like this. So it opens up like a little pocket. See that? So cute. All right, now we're going to place a scrap piece of poster board right inside so we do not get any paint or marker. And then we are going to just start making fruit slices. So this one is going to be a watermelon. So I'm going to use 2 shades of green. And then I didn't have a right shade of marker for the watermelon. So I'm just going to use this one. It's a little on the purple side, but it's okay. It works. I'm going to add little seeds with a black marker, and then we're going to move on to the other 2. One's going to be a lime slice, and the other one is going to be an orange slice. How fun are these? Okay, so now that we are almost done, we're just going to remove it. I'm going to show you how it worked on a book. Simply place it right there in the corner. How fun are these? Again, great gift option, great party favor, but would love to know what you think of this one. Let me know down in the comments. We're using paper bags because these are inexpensive and you can find them anywhere. I found these at the Dollar Tree year round. I'm going to take 5 for my project, but you can actually use 3 or 2 or 4. I wouldn't recommend more than 5. We're going to use ribbon as well as my pinking scissors, but if you don't have them, that's okay. You don't really need them. We're going to use a hole puncher. Now, I did change into a different hole puncher, and I'll show you which one. We're going to use some stickers, my scissors, and a black marker. All right, so we're going to start by just moving this bottom portion, just kind of folding it towards the bottom, just like this. And then we're going to take scissors and we're just going to cut right down that line, but making sure we're not cutting the bottom of the bag because we're going to use it for another craft. So just make sure you cut carefully so when you open that bottom part, it's whole and complete and no holes on the bottom. And we're going to do the same thing on the other 4 bags. Now that we have them cut, we're just going to line them up nice and straight, and we're just going to cut those edges using the pinking scissors. But again, you don't have to do this part. And once you have them cut, then we're going to start folding each bag one at a time directly in half. And then we're just going to stack them just like this, one inside the other. What we're creating is a little booklet. It could be a little photo journal or a little journal in general. Once I have them stacked, this is where my one hole puncher was not working. So I moved on to my crocodile because it's stronger. This is why if you need to use 3 bags, just use 3. That's fine. I'm going to hole punch 3 holes, and then we are going to pick a ribbon. Now, I picked one that's kind of like thin, but you can pick whatever you want. I cut them into 8-inch strips, but I wish I would have done more like 10 because it gave me a little bit of a hard time making the tiny little bows. So I'm just going to thread it through each hole and then make tiny little bows facing forward. After the bows were made, I did decide to add a little dab of hot glue right in the center. This is just to make sure that those bows are not going to come apart. Then I did cut off the excess ribbon to make sure they all match in size. And this is when now you can have all kinds of fun. I'm going to take these Dollar Tree stickers, and the one that says home, I'm just going to place it vertically on the booklet in the front, and then a little flower one. Again, use your imagination. You can also hand draw pictures, shapes, whatever you want. You can also add a photo to the front if it's going to be a photo album. It's looking so adorable. So now we have a booklet that has pockets inside. So what I decided to do is each pocket really give it a title. So let's say this will be my family, then it would be like vacation, my friends, whatever you want to add. What a great little booklet you can have. Now each little pocket you can add little pictures or notes or whatever you want to add to it. How adorable is this? This will also make a great best friend booklet or gift. The possibilities are endless. For this next craft, we are going to take the bottom portion of one of the bags. This is why we didn't want to cut a hole because we wanted to reuse it. We're going to use a coloring pencil, or I thought we were. I ended up not using it. A piece of scrap stock paper in the color that I had on hand. You can use white too if you want. And some colorful markers, or you can also use crayons or coloring pencils. We're going to use a sticker from the Dollar Tree selection and then a regular marker. And again, we didn't use this one, but I thought we would, and then my scissors. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to cut the stock paper in the size to fit inside the little bag. Now we want to make it just a little smaller, of course, because we want it to fit nice inside. So that's the size that I picked. And now we're going to create a design to it. We're making a little invitation for a birthday party or whatever party, right? Just a little invitation. So I'm just going to do whatever my heart's desire in design. And this is when you can get creative again and do whatever you want. I'm also going to just then start handwriting, "You are invited," and then the date and the time. I think this would be such a cute little invitation to share and invite friends and family to a birthday party or an activity or a picnic, whatever you want. So I picked different color markers that I had on hand, but again, you choose whatever color combinations you want. Once I had it written, I am going to add some design on the envelope as well. This is just to add a little bit of character and colorful and just fun aspect to it. And we're going to keep it kind of simple. Once I had it nicely finished and designed, we're going to open it up and then we're going to place the invitation right inside, and it fits perfectly. You can also add confetti to the inside, so when they open it, it has some cute little confetti. Oh, how fun. All right, so then we're going to close it up and we're going to bring in the Dollar Tree sticker. You can use any stickers you want. This happened to have party time, which is perfect, but any sticker would do. And then you just seal it up and that's it. You can hand it to your friends, your family members. How adorable is this? And that way we're not wasting any part of the paper bag using one of these plastic gallon size zipper bags. We're also going to use my scissors. We are going to use white poster board. We're also going to use a black construction paper or any other paper you want, as long as it's dark black. We're going to use some permanent markers in whatever colors you want. They just have to be permanent. It cannot be dry erase. Now, the side that we're going to start creating is not the one with the white little stag there. You want to use the back of it. So now that we have it, now make sure that when you start drawing, the zipper part of the bag is facing downwards. And now we're just going to create little fishies. This is going to be an under the sea creation. I'm just going to add different fishes and some seaweed, whatever my heart desires, whatever my imagination wants to do. I did some starfishes, whatever I want. You can make whatever you want. You can add a little submarine. You can add a treasure chest. The possibilities are endless. I'm just going to keep adding some things here and there. Some of the colors that I had did not translate well on the plastic. They were too light and you wouldn't have been able to see it. So I just didn't use a lot of the colors that I wish I could have, and I didn't have any more permanent markers. So I just used whatever I had and made it work. But again, you do the same thing. Just use whatever you have. All right, so we're going to put that to the side, let it fully dry. Now we're going to take the white poster board. We're going to use the thickness of the ruler, and we're going to create what will look like a flashlight. I'm going to make a couple of straight lines, curve those ones, and then flatten the top. And then we're going to add some little cute details, some lines at the bottom. We're going to add a orange dot. This is going to be the on and off button, you know. And I am also going to write on and off right underneath, and then add some extra little details to the flashlight. Now we're going to add what will look like the light of the flashlight. So we're going to angle draw some lines here with a pencil. Just make sure that the angles are not too wide, just enough to make it look like it's a light. And then we're going to cut everything together. So don't cut the light separate. Keep the light attached to the flashlight. And then we're going to flat cut the top and then cut it towards the bottom of this one. Now I'm going to add the black construction paper inside the bag, but we need to cut it to fit inside. So we're going to just kind of mark where we need to cut. Now I wanted to cover as much as possible, so kind of cut it snug enough, but enough that it will fit. Once I have it cut, you're going to start adding it and just start doing your best because the zipper portion is smaller, so you're just going to have to wiggle it. Now here's the key. Don't open the bag completely. Leave it as flat as possible. That is so important. So just make sure that once you have the paper in there, don't open the bag. You know what I'm talking about. You know, that bottom portion, it kind of whitens. Don't do that. Just leave it as flat as possible. Once it's in there, we're going to place the flashlight inside, and you're going to see how fun is this. It's like magic. Now you can light up under the sea, and you can see all the fishes that you made, the seaweed, and all the little details. I love this one. My daughter So love this one. It's such a fun craft. What do you think of this one? I'd love to know your thoughts on it. Will you recreate something like this? And it's so easy. I'm sure you have paper. I'm sure you have this zipper bag. We're going to start with some cardboard. We're also going to use blue construction paper. The lighter blue would work best. I'm going to use some pieces of scrap colorful paper. Any color you have is fine. I'm also going to use some poster board, but you can also use white paper if you have that. I'm going to use this lid as my circular shape so that I can trace it. I'm going to use my scissors and a pencil. I'm also going to use this thin tip marker. I'm going to use some double-sided tape, and we are going to start by tracing the lid on the blue one. It doesn't matter which color. Just trace it on one and then place all the other papers underneath that one. Just stack them neatly together and then cut them all at once. This is so that the circles are all really close to the shape and the size that we need. If you do them all separately, they may not, they may vary in size. So doing them together really works. So now we have 5 colors that look beautiful. Now we're going to cut the cardboard, and we're just going to cut a piece of 3 by 3. You can do any size you want. Depends on the paper that you're going to place it on. We're going to use the actual brown side of the cardboard, and we're just going to trace some lines. This is just what I thought to do. You can do whatever you want. You can leave it just the way it was. It's okay. I'm going to crisscross the lines, and then we're going to take the poster board and we're just going to make some clouds. You can trace the clouds first and then cut. But the way I decided to do it is the first one did it this way, and I was like, nah, I'm just going to freehand it. So then I just cut the rest freehand, and I made a total of 4, but you can do whatever amount you need or want in the shape and sizes that you want. We're going to put everything together. We're going to place the little square right there towards the bottom in the center. And then we are going to make some lines using the ruler and the marker. We're just going to make 6 lines. Just make sure they're not wider than what the square is. So you know how they're fanning upwards? Just make sure they don't fall outside of the square. And then we're going to take the circles and we're just going to fold them in half. Once we fold them in half, then we are going to attach them to each other using the double-sided tape. This is looking so cute. So when you open it up, it just opens up so adorable. All right, so now we're going to add double-sided tape on the ends. So just on the ones that are on the outside. And then this is what we're going to do to attach, and we're going to create a beautiful hot air balloon. How fun is this? All right, so open it up and then place it right there and attach it with the tape. Fun, fun. All right, so now we're going to add the clouds, and it's just as easy as placing them with a little bit of tape in the back. If they overlap on the edge, like the ones I just added, that's okay. We're going to cut that. So I'm just going to add the clouds, and then we are going to cut them and trim them and clean off those edges. You can add as many clouds as you want. You can make it at night and use that black paper with some stars, whatever you want. The possibilities are endless. I love the way this one turned out. We're going to start with yellow stock paper. This is just part of a bundle of multicolor that I get on Amazon, and also some construction paper. This is just leftover pieces of pink one, red, and black one as well. We're going to use a cup with a large side and a smaller side. We're going to use both ends. We're going to use some double-sided tape. We're also going to be using these hole punchers. These are shape ones. I love using these. I do have these in my Amazon store if you want to check them out. They are linked down in the description box. Love the shapes. We're also going to be using these popsicle sticks. They are multicolored, but you can use regular ones as well. I'm going to use my hot glue. I'm also going to be using my scissors. And we're going to get started. We are going to trace the larger portion of the larger side of the cup onto the yellow page, and I'm going to do as many as I can fit on it, which was a total of 5. Once I have them traced, then we're just going to cut them. As easy as that. Don't worry about it being a perfect circle. We're just having fun. It's about the process. So once I have them shaped into nice circles, then we're going to start creating, hear this, emojis. How cute is this? These could be emojis that you can share with your friends. You can also, I'll show you. But anyways, I am going to take the heart-shaped hole puncher and the red paper. We're going to start punching 6 hearts. We're going to start getting things punched and ready, and then we're going to put things together. We're going to take the black paper. We're going to trace the smaller side of the cup, and we're just going to cut it out. And then we're going to take the same side of the cup and we're just going to trace it to create half a moon. So just kind of trace it like in the middle of the circle and then cut that off. We're creating a nice open smile. We're going to put everything together for the first emoji, and we're going to use double-sided tape. I did use some glue stick as well because it seemed to work well for the smaller pieces. We're going to add a little smile there to the bottom, and then we're going to take the hearts and we're going to add a little bit of that double-sided tape, and we're going to place them right there. And this would be the cute little heart eyes emojis. How adorable is this? Oh my goodness. All right, moving on to the second one. We're going to take the leftover black piece of paper. We're going to cut out what will look like a little tiny smile. Now you can also use marker, and you're going to see me here that instead of cutting paper, you can also use markers if you want. I am going to use the marker here to create some cute squinting eyes. How adorable is that? And then we're going to add some more hearts. This is going to be the one where it's just like multiple hearts around the emoji. How cute. And this is where I start using my glue stick because it just worked better. So adorable. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to put that one to the side. We're going to cut off another one of the smaller circles, cut it off, and then we are going to do the same thing we did earlier, and we're going to trace half a moon and cut it off. Just like that. We're going to attach this one once again to the bottom of the emoji. And then for this one, we're going to use a red paper again, but we're going to use this star cutout, and we're going to glue those to the top. This will be the starred eye emoji. So easy and so fun. We're going to cut off 2 black circles with the hole punchers. We're going to cut one squinting and add the other one nicely circled. This will be the kiss emoji with the wink. You know what I'm talking about. I'm going to add some cute little eyebrows and then puckered lips and then a little heart right there. What a cute little kiss emoji. We're going to cut up another circle, and then for this one we are going to again cut it off into a half moon, and then we are going to attach it again to the bottom of the emoji circle using my glue stick. For this one, we are going to just make some squinting eyes. You know what I'm talking about. How cute. And we're going to use the pink paper to create a tongue. This is the one that has that tongue sticking out. We're going to cut it up. I'm going to make a little shadow with the pencil just to add that little center tongue portion. And then we're going to glue it right there to inside of the mouth. Oh my word. These are adorable. Now you can leave them as is. You can put them on the popsicle sticks like I'm doing. I'm using hot glue. You can also use regular glue if you'd like. Or here's a fun thing. You can put magnets and you can put these on your refrigerator and you can leave little emoji notes for your family. How adorable. You can make the crying emoji. You can make the mad emoji. The possibilities are endless. You can have so much fun with this craft. Let me know what you think. We are crafting 3 different beautiful crafts using these peel and stick decals from the Dollar Tree. This one has a fun design. We're also going to be using for this first project some clear packing tape. We're going to use scissors as well as a scraper, but you can also use a credit card or a gift card. I'm going to use my hole puncher as well as some ribbon. The thinner the ribbon, the better, but I'm going to use this one and make it work. All right, we're going to start by peeling off some of the tape. I would say about 10 to 12 inches. We're going to put the sticky side up. Then we're going to take the sticker that we're going to be using. I'm going to use this one. It's so fun, a little lighthouse. We're going to place it on the sticky side, kind of centered as possible, and then stick it very well. We're going to cut off about 2 inches from the top and 2 inches on top. Then we are going to take another piece of the tape and we are going to place it directly on top. Sticky side to sticky side. We are creating a fun bookmark. This will be such a fun project you can make. Now, you want to stick it as best as you can, cut off the excess, and I'm going to use my scraper. Again, you can use your credit card or a gift card. We're just going to remove any bubbles and just make sure it's nicely stuck. I'm going to cut off the top excess, leaving about 1 inch on top and about 1/2 inch on the bottom. I want to cut off any excess sticker that sticks out on the sides, and we're going to poke a hole or punch a hole right on top. We are now going to be placing the ribbon. Now this one, as I mentioned, is not as thin as I'd like. So I'm just going to cut off whatever I think. I think I cut about maybe 20 inches, give or take. And then I'm just going to cut it directly in half, making it a lot thinner. Then we're going to thread one at a time, and we're just going to tie it in a very simple knot. You can just knot it, or you can make a bow. Whatever you want works well. I think this is such a fun craft. You can make this with any stickers, add whatever you want to it. But I'd love to know what you think. Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take the leftover stickers from the decal set, a piece of leftover poster board, or you can use paper if you want. I'm going to use 2 popsicle sticks. I didn't have the larger ones, so I'm just going to use these small ones. And then I'm also going to use my scissors as well as some hot glue, but you can use regular glue if you want. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off 2 pieces of the poster board in a size that will fit the stickers that you're going to use. So these are the ones we're going to use, and you can see here that the stickers will fit nicely inside of it. Once I have it, I'm just going to hot glue the popsicle stick to the bottom. I would say right in the center and about a 1/2 inch up. We're going to take one of the stickers and we're going to place it, lining it up to the bottom as best as possible, and then just sticking it right over the popsicle stick and onto the poster board. And we're going to do the same thing for the other one. We're going to create cute little popsicle stick figures or just characters. This will be great for story time or as Muppets, whatever you want to use them for. How fun. So now we're just going to cut off the excess poster board. You're going to just want to follow the sticker design. Do the best you can. It does not have to be perfect, of course. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other one. These turned out so adorable. Again, you can use any sticker you want. I love these. It will be for great summertime reading. Love, love, love. Let me know what you think of this one. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take another poster board. This is an 11 by 16 inch and 3 paints. We're going to do a darker blue, a lighter blue, and a sandstone. This is just like a beige color. We're going to use the leftover stickers from the decal set, and we're going to start painting. My friends, this is when you can have fun. You can do this outdoors, wherever you want. We're going to paint the top portion in the light blue. I would say paint about a little bit more than 2/3 of the page, give or take. Then we're going to do the darker blue in the center. And I think you know what we're going with this, right? We're creating an ocean, a beach side. And then we're going to take the beige tone and we're going to do the bottom. And this is going to mimic what will look like the sand. Look how cute that is. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Please don't look for perfection. All right, so now we are going to start adding the stickers and we're just going to create a story, whatever we want to do. I want to place the little palm tree right here. I think it's absolutely adorable. We're going to put the ship right on the water, and then we're going to keep adding stickers here and there wherever I feel like it would just go with the story. Use your imagination and have fun. I added as many stickers as I wanted, and now we're going to create little tiny birds. We're just going to use this black marker from Dollar Tree. We're just going to create little bundles of birds. These could be seagulls. They could be whatever you want. We're going to add a couple bundles here and there. I'm going to use my yellow marker, but you can use yellow paint if you want. We're just going to create a sun right here on the upper left-hand corner, or you can do it as a sunset. That would be pretty. Love the possibilities. All right, so then we are going to add a little bit of highlights with a white marker. This is just to add a little details to the water. This is completely optional, of course, but how fun is this? You can continue to add little characters. You can add whatever you want. Love the way this one turned out. How fun are these crafts? Love that we use one set of decals for 3 crafts you can do 3 different days this summer season. Let me know what you think of this one. We're going to start with this poster board from Dollar Tree in cups in this size. We're also going to use 2 round circle items, one bigger than the other. Make sure that it's the difference. It's pretty big. We're going to use some scrap pieces of paper as well as some brighter colors. Just make sure you have green and then some brighter colors. We're going to use this wooden flower from Dollar Tree, but you can also freehand a flower if you want. I'm going to use some double-sided tape. I'm also going to use my scissors, and we are going to use a pencil so we can trace. I'm also going to use a ribbon. I'm just going to grab any ribbon that complements the colors of the paper. This is leftover ribbon from Easter. I'm going to trace the larger round object on the poster board, and then we are going to trace the smaller one centered in the middle of it. This is why it needs to be a lot smaller because we want to have between 3 to 4 inches in difference between. So we're going to trace that, and then we are just going to cut. We are making a fun paper wreath. Now on my other DIY channel, I have another crafting channel. It's called DIY Beauty on Purpose. I create wreaths all the time, but I gotta say, this is my first with paper. I'm so excited. All right, so we're just gonna cut off the center of it. So basically I just poked a hole and then just cut with my scissors. Now we're gonna start tracing some flowers in the green paper. I'm gonna use a total of 11 flowers in the green, and then we're gonna make less amount in the other colors. I'm just going to trace a couple, and then I'm just going to fold the paper, and that way when I'm cutting, I can cut double the amount of flowers. Again, we're going to do a total of 11 green ones. And there you have it. We have 11 of them. We're going to put that to the side. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to use this bright pink paper. Now, this paper is from Amazon. I buy it. It's stock paper, actually. The previous paper was construction paper. You can find that at Dollar Tree as well. So we are going to trace some yellow ones also, and we're just going to cut them again because we want to have some flowers on our wreath. Now, this next part is optional. I do want to have a circle middle portion, so I'm just going to use my hole puncher in this circle shape. And I'm just going to cut a few in the yellow and a few in a purple. And you can also paint or color in this on each flower. I ran out of two-sided tape, so we're just going to use some glue stick. All right, the goal here is to add the green flowers first. And we're just going to add it all the way around until the entire white ring is covered. And then we are going to add the flowers alternating in colors. And you can use as many flowers or as little amount of flowers as you want. I am now going to place the purple circles on the yellow flowers and the yellow circles on the pink flowers. And they look so stinking cute. We're going to flip it over and we're going to use the ribbon. We're just going to cut out a piece that's about maybe 20 inches wide. It doesn't matter, or long. We're going to fold it in half. Now I'm going to hot glue it in place, but you can staple it. You can also tape it in place. It's not a heavy piece, so use whatever you have on hand. Love the way this turned out. You can do this for spring, summer, Christmas, fall. Just change up the colors of the paper. Love it. Would love to know what you think of this. We are going to start with this poster board from Dollar Tree. It doesn't matter what poster board you use. Just make sure it's white. I'm going to use my scissors as well as a pencil. I'm going to use this tape as my round object. I love this one because it has one side that is round and the inside is round that's smaller. You can also use two different round objects, one that would be smaller than the other. We're going to use different colors of markers. We're going to use a yellow, light green, green, black, orange, and red. But you can also use coloring pencils or crayons or even paint. We're going to start by tracing the tape, both the outside of it as well as the inside. And we're going to do this 3 times. We're going to create fruit slices, okay? Fun way to do something like this in the summer. And for the last piece, we are just going to cut off a square, or kind of looking like a square for now. We're going to start cutting around these circles just to kind of cut off all the excess poster board. We're going to do the same thing to all 3 round ones. For the square one, we're just going to cut it into a smaller square, and then we're going to round off one side, and we're going to do half a circle. And then we're going to cut it into what will look like a little ice cream cone, or maybe even a slice of pizza with a rounded end, just like you see here. This one's going to be our watermelon. Now, I forgot to trace the inside, so I'm just going to do it now. So we just want to trace it and have that look. With the green marker, we are going to just paint in or color in the edge. And then with the red marker, we're going to do the inside because, of course, it's a watermelon. And then we want to put little seeds. So I'm going to take the black marker and we're going to create what will look like little seeds. How cute is this watermelon slice? Now I want watermelon. All right, so we're going to do similar to the other one, but this one's round, of course. I'm going to use the end of this marker. I'm going to trace it in the center just to kind of keep me straight. Now, this is going to be a lemon slice, and I made a little mistake. I should have made the inside, so these little loops that look like a flower, I should have made them smaller so that they wouldn't touch each other. So ideally, you want to see a lot of white in between each one. But you live and learn, and I'll show you how I made another slice look different. So I'm going to paint the outside perimeter in the white, sorry, not white, in the yellow. And then we're going to paint all the inside, those little loops that we made, yellow. And this is where you see how it kind of joined on that one end. And that's okay. It still looks like a lemon slice. For this one, we're going to do the lighter tone green. We're just going to fill in the outside, and then we're going to make a couple of stripes right there outside of the white, just in between the white and the light green. Then we're going to take the black marker and we're just going to make dots. I was thinking this would look like a kiwi, but now it looks more like an apple pear. I don't know. What do you think? All right, for the next one, we're going to make an orange slice. So similar to the lemon slice. But again, I learned my lesson. So once I finished coloring the outside, I made a circle, and then the little loops, I did make them smaller. So now there's plenty of white in between each. Looks so much better. Now I am going to erase as much lines as I see here and there just to clean it off a little bit. Look how cute these look. All right, so now we're just going to attach them to some popsicle sticks. I'm going to use hot glue, but you can use whatever glue you have at home. And I'm going to do one on each stick. This would be such a fun project to do with friends during the summertime and summer break. Love the freshness of them. You can make as many fruits as you want. It's all about having fun. What do you think about this one? Let me know down in the comments. And if you want to watch more fun crafts, check out this next video. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.